Our groups, what's going on with you? Man, we had an excellent, incredible, crazy Sunday on April 7th. We had our very first 9:30 a.m. service, so we were stoked to launch that. And we also had our very first launch team meeting. Incredible turnout, man. Lots of things to celebrate. It was a great time to revel in what God's doing in our church and hear from Pastor Nathan about why are we having a launch team? Why is there a second location? What are we doing here? Why is all of this going on? And as you know, it all goes back to the fact that we have been called to see more people come into relationship with Jesus, see God get more glory, more credit, more renown, more honor in this city as a result of what his people are doing to herald the greatness of his name and preach the gospel. So if you haven't been to one of those launch team meetings, well, I guess there's only been the first one. So if you weren't at the first launch team meeting, just be aware this is an open invite. Come check it out. I'd encourage you at least come to one of those because we want you to see what's going on there and be informed and kind of know what's going on, because even though that is a location that is on the other side of town, from where our downtown campus is, we're one church. So we want you to come and see and just be aware of what's going on in your church. So come check it out, hang out with us, have a good time, and we'll revel in what God's doing and reach this city. So anyway, yesterday, Pastor Nathan preaching on resurrection. Why does it matter? And he gave us a really practical understanding of why the resurrection has huge implications on our lives. Because see, if Jesus is dead, that means that he's not at work in our lives today, and he's not at work in his church. And we're all just kind of left up to our own devices and our own wisdom and our own abilities. But because Jesus is alive, that means he is in fact at work in our lives personally and in his church. And that is good news because we're not smart enough to do that on our own. We're not powerful enough to sift through our life situations on our own and to reach a city and to reach the nations on our own. We're going to need Jesus' help. So we praise God that he's alive. Because that means that we're not abandoned. We're not doing this on our own. But what we want to do tonight is actually look at a brief study of 1 Corinthians 15, verses 12 through 20. And this will act as a bit of a supplement to the sermon content. This is going to get into some more specific questions and details about the impact, the weight, and the significance of the resurrection. And I'm going to warn you, go ahead and put your thinking cap on. Things get a little bit deep here, but grow deep is one of our core values, so I know you guys aren't afraid of that. And I'm incredibly excited to walk through this content with you. So you guys have a great R group, and we'll see you soon.